is enough said.
Happy Monday, Heat Nation. Yo, boy Ernest here. Boom, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. One half of the CCW Tag Team Champions here. Ready to spread that positivity, that love. Hope you guys are living your best life. I know it's the beginning of the work week, Heat Nation, but I know we are all riding high after that victory against the New York Knicks last night. So please join me as we go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Before we get started, you guys, I want to say thank you to all the viewers. You guys have been amazing these last few videos, getting me over 1,000 views, hitting the like button, getting in the comments. You guys are the real MVPs. Thank y'all so much. But something happened in yesterday's video that I got to go ahead and put here in blast, you guys. You guys know that I used to like to do this thing that whenever you get me to over 100 likes, I like to do some shout outs in the comments. Hasn't happened in a little while, but it happened in last night's video. So you guys are the real MVPs. So there's a few comments I want to shout out because I'm seeing the excitement in Heat Nation. You got Vic161983 saying this year feels different. The youth movement is refreshing, and I agree with you, Vic. You got my boy somebody 9785 who's always giving me laughs in the comments, saying yesterday still undefeated since the Terry Rozier arrest. Had me laughing. Somebody also says Jaime Jaquez has his eyes set on Most Improved Player Award and Sixth Man of the Year Award. I am really impressed. Can't agree with you more, brother. You got my boy Rick with the Blick. Miami dominated them the whole game. They really look like a different team out there. I hope they keep this up. You got Markel Cabbage Talks. Miami Heat is balling right now. You got my boy El Alquistima 573 Powell. We need to sign him up. Heat Nation, you guys are standing up. You guys are loving what Miami Heat's doing. I'm loving what Miami Heat's doing this year. And one thing that we saw last night, you guys, was usually what we saw last year with this Miami Heat team, they would get these comfortable leads and in the fourth quarter they would blow it. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, when the Heat were up like 18 points in the fourth quarter, I'm cheering, I'm excited, but at the same time I'm like, don't lose this lead. Don't lose this lead. And when New York brought it down to 8 points and Brunson was just hitting shots out there, you're thinking, oh no. And, you know, you don't want to be the guy that's not confident, because yesterday we were riding high with confidence, but we saw this before. We saw the Heat blow 16 fourth quarter leads last year. So it's a little scary when you're seeing the team chipping away, but Andrew Wiggins hits a big three. You know, players are stepping up. Jaime Jaquez is stepping up. Bam Adebayo stepping up. Norman Powell stepping up. This Miami Heat team looks different. They look so good, man. This is a youth movement team that's predicated on speed, that's playing fast out there. All of these guys worked on their conditioning in the offseason to get their body right, which is one thing that Pat Riley has been preaching since the 90s. That's what Heat culture is. The toughest, the hardworking, the nastiest, the most conditioned, the well-balanced team. That's what we're all about. And you're seeing it with this team. I'm not going to knock Jimmy Butler. I know Jimmy Butler led us into some incredible runs in the playoffs, but it was also marred with just laziness in the regular season. This Miami Heat organization was letting Jimmy Butler get away with things that is unprecedented. Being late to functions, wanting your own private plane. Like, that's just not Miami Heat culture. Even when LeBron was here. Remember that story when Pat Riley was pissing LeBron off because he wouldn't let him have cookies on the flight? This is a well-run organization because they know what it takes to win. But we have made some mistakes in the past, and that's the point we're getting into this episode. Because the Miami Heat made a trade in 2024, obtaining Terry Rozier, where they gave Kyle Lowry's expiring contract and a 2027 lottery-protected first-round draft pick. And as we know, Terry Rozier was arrested a few days ago by the FBI involving this point-shaving debacle thing, this gambling, betting probe thing. And he hasn't been found guilty, but the fact that you're arrested by the FBI with this whole shit that's coming out, with the whole Chauncey Billups situation coming out, with the NBA cracking down on Jonte Porter, on Malik Beasley. Now Terry Rozier is one of those guys. And when that trade happened, y'all, I'm like, okay, well, this is a bad move on the Heat. But what can we really do about something that happened a year and a half ago? You can't really do anything. Turns out the Heat are trying. Because more reports have been coming out since then. Because if you guys remember, back on June 30th, Shams Charania mentioned that Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA as a part of the investigation. But the FBI were like, nah, he's not cleared. And they busted his ass. And what the reports are coming out lately, you guys, is that the NBA and the Charlotte Hornets knew about this whole thing. You know, back in March 23rd in 2023, when Terry Rozier left the game early, he was basically telling people that he wasn't going to be able to play that game, that he was telling people he was going to leave early that game, and apparently got paid $200,000 for that, which is stupid as hell because the dude is making over $20 million a year, and you're ruining all that for $200,000. I know for someone like you and me, $200,000 is an incredible amount of money, life-changing money, but for a guy who's making over $20 million a year, why are you risking that? Stupid. It's just a moronic thing to do. But here's the thing, and here's where it gets interesting for the Miami Heat. The Heat didn't know about that when they traded for Terry Rozier. The Charlotte Hornets did. The NBA did. And I'm going to read this report by Ira Winderman, you guys, and it's going to be a little bit of a detailed report, but it's going to be worth it. It's in Yahoo Sports. It's also posted in other formats as well. It says Terry Rozier was arrested. Charges were filed in the federal gambling investigation, and all was not as benign as the NBA determined. In that wake of March 23rd, 2023, the Hornets and the New Orleans Pelicans matchup, when Rozier pulled himself out of the game and Under the Palooza provided its now infamous payoff. In regard to the Rozier situation, there is no going back for the NBA, which can claim that the feds can move, which means simply not at the disposal of the private entity. But that does not or should not mean the NBA simply can make the next logical move and then call it a day, eventually banning Rozier, eliminating his salary from the Miami Heat's payroll. Here's where it gets interesting. But there's also more at play. More in play for the Heat front office. As a part of the Heat's January 2024 trade for Rozier, in addition to an expiring contract, there was also a future first-round draft pick. It will convey to the Hornets as a lottery-protected pick for picks 1 to 14 in 2027 or protected in 2028. Now, in light of the NBA investigation into Terry Rozier and then the further work by the government, were the Miami Heat made fully aware by the Hornets of any and all aspects of the NBA's Rozier investigation at the time of January 2024 trade? Is there evidence as such? Further, does the NBA fully know that all aspects of the NBA investigation were related to the Heat at the time? Further, can this state that the first round pick due to the Hornets from the Heat now or could potentially change? Is there any recourse available to the Heat in light of the pre-existing act by Rozier that now has left them temporarily and potentially permanent unavailable to the Heat? So the fact that the Miami Heat did not know about this when they traded for Terry Rozier, the Hornets or the NBA did not make it known. There's no proof that it was made known to the Miami Heat when they took Rozier. And knowing this organization, they wouldn't have traded for Terry Rozier if they knew that. The Heat need to get something back. Whether it's getting their first-round draft pick back for 2027 or the NBA just awarding the Miami Heat a draft pick. We've seen that happen before. Maybe 2027, that year, there'll be 31 first-round draft picks. It's a possibility. But the NBA has to do something. They can't just let this go down, especially if the dude is found guilty. The NBA has to reward the Miami Heat in some capacity. Now, here's basically what all that's meaning, you guys, and I'm sorry to go on a tangent here, but basically, there's an opportunity for the Miami Heat to get their draft pick back. Now, this is going to require further investigation. This is going to require them to move more forward with this. But if the Miami Heat are able to win this from the NBA, and if Terry Rozier is found guilty, because right now, innocent until proven guilty. But if the Miami Heat can win that and get their first round draft pick back for 2027, I mean, that's a benefit right there. Because right now, that's lottery protected. So if the Heat fall in the bottom 14, Hornets get their pick. Or they get it unprotected for 2028. But if we get that pick back, I mean, it's obviously going to bode well for this team. For this youth movement roster, it's also going to help us in the potential of making a future trade. So we're going to have to keep our eye on this, you guys. But this Terry Rozier situation, because I mentioned a few days ago when I did the Rozier video when he got arrested that he's an expiring contract. There's really not much we can do at this point. But the fact that we can not only shed his salary from this roster, but get our first round draft pick from the Charlotte Hornets, that's going to be big. So Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this stunning development? What do you guys think about the Miami Heat potentially getting their first round draft pick back? Look how good this roster is doing. We're only going to be adding it, getting our pick back. So let me know what you think in the comments, Heat Nation. Don't forget to support the channel. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe as we continue our quest to 7,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. I love y'all. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. One half of the CCW Tag Team Champions. And that is enough said. Yeah, buddy.